Hey, what's up? Marwan here. Got something pretty different for you today. This isn't going to be your typical tutorial or speed build or whatever. This is a full devlog of how I built this gamified AI app, how I build my gamified AI apps. And then, well, it's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. So that's actually the app right there. Let's see. Yeah, let me turn it off real quick. See, and that's the thing. These apps constantly ping me with opportunities. Should probably mute that before we get into this, or it's going to be going off all video. So, what you're seeing on the screen on the left, that's Fluxora, our previous build, clean, professional, built for traders who need data fast. But on the right, that's what we're talking about today. Same core idea, but completely different soul. This one's built to be addictive, like actually addictive, and I'm going to show you exactly how we did it. So the crazy part is there's no code. Well, no traditional code, just context engineering, behavioral psychology, and a lot of prompting. So by the end of this video, you're going to understand not just what we built, but the exact thought process behind every single decision, from the first idea all the way to users literally not being able to stop clicking. So yeah, go ahead and grab whatever you need to grab. Get comfortable. This is going to be about 30-some minutes of pure build breakdown. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, all right. So before we touch any tools, before we write any prompts or whatever, we need to talk about what we're actually building here. And honestly, we're not building an app. We're building a behavior. So I spent probably way too long studying apps that people can't stop using, like Instagram, TikTok, mobile games, all that stuff. And there's this pattern that keeps showing up, like 3 things every time: identity, progress, and variable reward. So identity is huge. When someone opens up your app, they need to feel like there's someone, not just user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but like Trademaster 97 with a gold badge and a 47-day streak. That identity becomes part of them and they start caring about it. So progress is that forward momentum thing. So humans are literally wired to seek progress. We need to see numbers go up, bars fill up, something that shows we're moving forward, hopefully quickly. So every single action in our app, and I mean every single action, is going to have immediate visual feedback, XP bubbles floating up, progress bars filling, and numbers ticking higher. But here's the secret sauce. The secret sauce is going to be variable rewards. And that's where it gets a bit, I don't want to say manipulative, because we're actually using it pretty ethically, but it's pretty powerful. If every click gives you 10 XP, you get bored fast. But if sometimes it's like 10, sometimes it's like 50, and every once in a while you hit a 500 XP jackpot, that unpredictability is what creates the addiction. So it's the same psychology as slot machines. It's just applied to like productivity. So now here's where we go deeper than most people. We're not just implementing these principles as features. We're literally encoding them into our prompts. When I tell the AI to create a claim timer, I'm not asking for a countdown. I'm asking for a visual representation of opportunity loss. When I request a momentum meter, I'm creating a persistent reminder of forward progress that slowly depletes if you stop engaging. So every element serves multiple psychological functions, like take the leaderboard. Sure, it's competition, but it's also social proof. Look, other people are succeeding. It's aspiration for that. I could be on top. That's going to be progress tracking. I'm climbing from 47th to 32nd. One component for psychological hooks. So this is what I mean by context engineering. We're not building features, we're building feelings. And honestly, once you understand that, everything else just kind of falls into place. So now let's talk about how all of this psychology stuff translates into actual pixels, because here's something I learned the hard way. Your visual design isn't just decoration, it's communication. Every color, every animation, every bit of spacing is telling the user something. So for this build, I wanted something that felt like, that feeling when you're in a high stakes game, but you're totally in control, like a Bloomberg terminal crossed with a video game HUD. Professional enough that you trust it with real money, but playful enough that using it feels like fun. So the color palette is super intentional. We've got this dark charcoal base, and we didn't want to go quite black, because pure black is actually harsh on the eyes during long sessions on these screens here. So against this, we use 4 accent colors, and each one has a specific job. So neon yellow is our attention hijacker. We're going to use that really sparingly, only for time-sensitive stuff. When yellow appears on screen, your brain processes it faster than any other color. So we're going to need when we need like immediate action, right? We're going to hit that boom. We're going to hit that yellow. So blue is our positive reinforcement. Every good thing that happens, XP gained, levels reached, streak extended, that's going to flash blue. After a while, users start unconsciously associating blue with success. It's like training their brain to feel good when they see our primary color of blue. So red is going to be there as well, but it's going to be more like for danger. But we're going to be a little careful with it. We don't use it for errors because that's just a little too negative. Instead, red means you're about to miss out. So countdowns to their final seconds, missed opportunities, anything that triggers FOMO. Red means something valuable is slipping out of their hands, is slipping away. So we're going to make sure we have green as well. Green is going to be money, as you know, growth, success. It's not just any green, though, because we tested like 12 different shades and found this specific one that people associate with financial optimism. So I know that sounds like pretty made up, but color psychology is real, So to some people. So I try to implement it into marketing, and you should, because people use it. Everyone uses it. So typography matters as well. All numbers use a monospace font. Why? Because when numbers change rapidly, monospace keeps them stable and readable. For headers, bold, geometric sans serif, clean, modern, authoritative. And body text is just a system font, because when people are making quick decisions, readability beats style every time. So the animation layer is where the magic really is going to happen. Every interaction has micro feedback. Hover states that glow, clicks that pulse, success states that burst with particles, but timing is going to be everything. So if it's too fast, the user is going to miss the feedback. If it's too slow, it's going to feel laggy. So we target about 200 to 300 milliseconds for most transitions. So that's going to be fast enough to feel responsive, but slow enough to be noticed, okay? And that layout is going to be like a strict grid system. So everything's going to align in this one. The spacing isn't random. It's all based on like an 8-pixel grid, and that's going to create visual rhythm that feels good even if users don't consciously notice it. So that white space isn't empty space. It's breathing room that prevents cognitive overload. So now we're going to go into the prompt engineering process. Okay, so context engineering process. So now we get into the actual building part. And this is where most people think the build starts, but we're already like 8 minutes in or something, because it's all psychology and design thinking. And that's going to still be the foundation. The prompts are just how we translate all that into something that AI can build. So let me show you the difference between how most people prompt and what we're actually doing. Most people write something like create a dashboard for tracking YouTube videos. And that's fine, I guess. It'll work, but it's shallow. Here's how we actually prompt. Design a profit scanner component that displays YouTube opportunities as missions. Each mission should create urgency through countdown timers, show potential value through trigger greed, and use a visual hierarchy to prioritize high momentum content. Style it like a military radar system detecting valuable targets. Include hover states that preview the opportunity without committing. Make claim missions fade out with satisfying collection animation. See the difference? We're not just describing what we want, we're explaining why we want it, how it should feel, and what behavior it should trigger. Every sentence adds layers that the AI interprets and implements. But here's the real secret. We don't write these prompts in isolation. We build them in chains, creating what I call a prompt cascade. First prompt establishes the world. We're building a gamified profit hunting platform where users discover and claim monetization opportunities in real time. And then the second prompt adds emotion. Users should feel like elite traders with special access to hidden opportunities. And every interaction should reinforce their identity as smart, fast, and ahead of the curve. The third prompt gets specific. The main interface has 5 more modules: profit scanner for discovery, claim timer for urgency, momentum meter for progress tracking, rank ladder for competition, and trophy case for achievement display. And then you're going to hit that fourth prompt. It's going to nail the aesthetic, industrial aesthetic with concrete textures, warning stripes, and high contrast elements, like a command center for financial special ops. And then we have a fifth prompt, and that's going to explain behavior. When users claim a mission, we're going to trigger that sequence, the button press animation, XP bubble float, and progress bar increment, and potential badge check, leaderboard position update, next mission preview. That's all going to activate. Now, each prompt builds on the last. It's going to create this rich text that AI uses to generate not just interfaces, but entire behavioral systems. And honestly, once you get good at this, you can build faster than traditional coding, way faster than traditional coding. So we have the core gameplay and the loop. So let's go ahead and talk about the actual experience, the core loop that keeps people engaged. In game design, everything revolves around this core loop. It's the repeatable sequence that forms the backbone of the whole experience. So for our app, that loop has 4 stages: discover, evaluate, claim, and progress. And each stage is carefully engineered to follow into the next. So discovery is the entry point. Users open the app and boom, opportunities are going to be everywhere. The profit scanner is already active, showing fresh missions based on real YouTube data. But we don't just dump a list on them. The AI ranks everything by momentum score, filters out the garbage, and presents it in these scannable cards that feel like Intel reports. So the context engineering here was pretty crucial because we told the AI present opportunities like a radar system detecting valuable targets. Newer opportunities pulse with fresh energy. High value targets glow brighter. About to expire missions flash with warning colors. And that creates a visual hierarchy that guides attention naturally. Now, evaluation is where the users make decisions. Each mission card shows the key data: potential XP reward, time remaining, difficulty level, success probability. But we present this strategically. XP rewards are huge and bold. That's the first thing you see. So time remaining uses countdown timers that turn red in the final minute. That's going to create urgency without being too pushy. We also have these preview mechanics. You hover over a mission and you get a glimpse of what's inside without committing. It's going to reduce decision friction while maintaining mystery. The prompt for this was literally create hover states that tease value without revealing everything, like window shopping for opportunities. And claiming is the commitment moment. When users click claim, we don't process it, we celebrate it. The button transforms, particles explode, XP numbers float up. Progress bars inch forward. Every claim feels like a small victory. But here's a psychological trick. We vary the claim experience. Sometimes it's an instant click, boom, XP gained. Other times we introduce claim processing. It's a 3 to 5 second window where the outcome is uncertain. This micro suspense amplifies the eventual reward. It's like, when you refresh your email hoping for good news or something like that. The anticipation makes the payoff feel bigger. Progress is the payoff layer. Every claim contributes to multiple progress systems. There's immediate progress, the XP from that specific claim. There's session progress, how well they're doing today. And there's meta progress, their overall level, rank, and achievements. And we visualize all this simultaneously. The XP counter ticks up in real time. A session meter shows daily goals. A rank ladder displays a global position. This creates what psychologists call multiple reinforcement schedules. There's always some of the progress happening, some form of progress happening, even if one system stalls. So the genius is how everything interconnects. Claim enough missions and you unlock boost mode, double XP for 5 minutes. Hit the daily streak and you get access to exclusive high value missions, reach certain ranks and unlock visual customizations. Every system feeds into every other system, creating a web of engagement that's really kind of hard to escape. So the AI integration and smart automation section, this is where we separate the amateurs from the pros, really. Anyone can make a static app that looks gamified. Slap on some points, add a leaderboard, call it a day. But to make it truly addictive, we need to be alive. It needs to respond, adapt, evolve based on user behavior. We're not using AI to generate content. We're using it as a behavioral engine. Every single user action feeds into the context stream that the AI uses to personalize the experience. And this is where it gets really interesting. First, we establish user profiles through behaviors, not surveys. We don't ask, what kind of trader are you? That's boring and people lie anyway. Instead, we watch. They claim safe, low XP missions. They're conservative. Always going for the highest risk to reward. They're aggressive. Claiming everything in sight. They're completionists. So based on these patterns, the AI adjusts what it shows. Conservative users see more stable opportunities with consistent rewards. Aggressive users see volatile, high-stakes missions. Completionists get bonus points for clearing entire categories. The app literally modes itself to match the user. The prompts that power this are pretty sophisticated. Something like analyze user claiming patterns over the last 20 actions, identify their risk tolerance, preferred mission types, and optimal challenge level. Generate a personalized feed that's 70% in their comfort zone and 30% slightly above, enough to grow without overwhelming. But personalization goes way deeper than content creation. The AI also adjusts the interface itself. Users who claim quickly get shorter timers. They've proven they can act fast. Users who deliberate get more evaluation tools, comparison modes, success calculators. The UI evolves to match the user style. We also have what I call AI coaching moments, when the system detects a user struggling. Maybe they've failed 3 missions in a row. It doesn't just let them fail. The AI intervenes with strategic hints. Pro tip: morning missions typically have 23% higher success rates. Or you're one claim away from unlocking easy mode for the next hour. These aren't random tips pulled from a database. They're contextual interventions based on real patterns. The AI knows what helps because it's analyzing successful users and finding what separates them from struggling ones. The automation layer handles all the real-time operations. When a user claims a mission, here's what actually happens in the backend. The YouTube API validates the opportunity. XP calculation runs based off current multipliers. User profile updates with new behavior data. Leaderboard positions recalculate, achievement checks trigger, and personalization engine adjusts future recommendations. Okay, and all of this happens in under 200 milliseconds. The user just sees the XP go up, but behind that simple animation is this complex web of systems all working together to create the perfect next moment. So let's talk about data visualization, because this is where a lot of apps completely drop the ball. They either show us too much, overwhelming users with charts and graphs, or too little, leaving users feeling blind. Our approach is what I call ambient information design. Data is going to be everywhere, but it never screams for attention unless it needs to. Every visualization serves a specific psychological purpose. Take the XP counter. It's not just a number on the corner, it's a performance. So when the XP increases, the numbers don't just change, they roll up like a slot machine. The speed of the roll corresponds to the size of the gain. Small gains roll quickly, big gains roll slowly, building anticipation. The final number briefly glows before settling. It's the micro moment of satisfaction that makes earning XP feel pretty good. The momentum meter is pure psychological manipulation in the best way. It's this circular progress bar that feels based upon recent activity. Claim missions quickly and it feels faster. Take a break and it starts depleting. But here's the trick: it depletes slowly at first, then faster as time passes, and that's going to create urgency to maintain momentum without punishing short breaks. Now, the prompt for this was super specific. Create a momentum visualization that rewards consistent action but forgives brief pauses. Use particle effects to show energy building up. When momentum is high, make the entire interface feel more alive. Subtle animations speed up. Colors become more vibrant. Opportunities refresh faster. Leaderboards are where social psychology takes over. We don't just show a ranked list. That's boring. We create what I call contextual competition. You see your position, but also movement indicators. Climb 3 spots, green arrow with a subtle celebration animation. Someone passes you, you get a red indicator showing who and by how much. We also do this thing called league segmentation. Not everyone competes globally. That's demotivating for new users. So instead, we create leagues based on join date and activity level. New users compete with other new users. Casual players have their own league. Everyone has a chance to feel successful. So the achievement system is where we get to create with visualization. Instead of boring badge grids, we built this dynamic trophy case. Unlocked achievements glow and pulse. Locked ones show tantalizing previews of what's required. Progress toward achievements displays as filling geometric shapes. Circles for collection achievements, bars for streak achievements, pyramids for hierarchy achievements. But my favorite visualization is the profit trail. It's this flowing line graph that shows earnings over time, but with personality. Good days create peaks that sparkle, bad days create valleys that darken. The line itself has this subtle glow that intensifies with consistency. Users can scrub through their history, reliving their best moments. So every visualization follows 3 rules. It must communicate information instantly. It must feel good to watch, and it must encourage the next action. If it doesn't hit all 3, we can redesign it. So, all right, let's get into the nitty-gritty of our gamification system. Because there's this thing, throwing points and badges at an app doesn't make it engaging. You need thoughtful, interconnected systems that create depth. So our leveling system isn't linear, it's exponential with catch up mechanics. Early levels come fast, level 1 to 2, 5 claims, level 2 to 3, maybe 8. This hooks users with quick progress, but at by level 10, it takes about 50 plus claims. And this is where most systems fail. They make late game too grindy. And I'm sure, sure you guys are all familiar with that if you game any. So our solution is dynamic XP multipliers. The longer between sessions, the higher your multiplier when you return. So if you skip a day, 2 times multiplier for your first hour back. You skip a week, it's a 5-time multiplier. This prevents users from feeling like they've fallen behind while still rewarding consistent play. So the streak system is basically psychological warfare against user churn. But we learned from apps like Duolingo, losing a long streak is devastating, often causes users to quit entirely. So we built in streak insurance. Users can bank up to 3 skip days by overperforming, claim double your daily average, bank a skip day. This turns good days into future protection. So our badge system tells stories, not just achievements. And instead of claim 100 missions, we have Century Trader, your 100th claim netted 943 XP at 3:47 a.m. So true dedication. Each badge captures a moment, making it personal and memorable. So the daily quest system adapts a user's behavior. Completionists get claim all available morning missions. Speedrunners get complete 5 claims in under 60 seconds. Strategic players get achieve 80% success rate in 10 claims. The AI generates these based on pushing users slightly outside their comfort zone. So here's the master stroke though, the prestige system. Once users hit max level, they can be prestigious, reset to level 1. But with permanent bonuses and exclusive cosmetics, this solves the nowhere to progress problem that kills long-term retention. So each prestige level has unique rewards, special effects, and bragging rights. Okay. So we also have these social proof particles. When someone near you on the leaderboard achieves something, you see it, not just as an annoying notification, but as an ambient activity. Little indicators that Trader Mike just claimed a legendary mission, or Sarah Prophet hit a new personal record. That's going to create FOMO while building community. And the key to all these systems is interconnection. Your level affects your quest difficulty. Your streak multiplies your XP. Your badge unlocks new mission types. Your prestige level changes your visual effects. Everything feeds into everything else, creating a depth that reveals itself over time. So then you're going to launch, you're going to iterate, and then you're going to scale. So the final phase is where everything comes together. Building the app is only half the battle. Launching it successfully and iterating it based on real user behavior is where the magic's going to truly happen. So our launch strategy was soft and strategic. Instead of going wide immediately, we started with a closed beta of about 50 users. But these weren't random users. They were selected for diversity, different time zones, different play styles, different technical competencies. We wanted to break our assumptions early. So the first 48 hours revealed patterns we never expected. Users were claiming missions in bursts, 5 or 6 rapidly, then nothing for hours. So our assumption of steady engagement was completely wrong. We had to adapt. We introduced burst bonuses. So if they claim 5 missions within 2 minutes, they can get a multiplier. Instead of fighting the natural behavior, we leaned into it. So we also discovered our difficulty curve was too steep. Users were failing missions at a 40% rate by day 3, and that was way too high. So optimal failure rate for engagement is around 20 to 25%. So we implemented dynamic difficulty adjustments. The AI now tracks success rates and subtly adjusts mission difficulty to maintain that sweet spot. So the data reveals something else. Users were hungry for more customization. They wanted to make the app theirs. So we added skin systems, color themes, sound packs, even custom victory animations. But we made these unlockable through play, not purchase. Every customization option is earned, making it more meaningful. Scaling brought new challenges. Our real-time leaderboards worked fine with 50 users, but started lagging at 500 users. We had to implement smart caching, regional sharding, update batching. The lesson here, build for 10 times your expected load from day 1. Yeah, but the biggest learning was about community. Users started creating their own strategies, sharing tips, even building tools to track optimal claiming times. Instead of shutting this down, we just embraced it. We added API endpoints for community developers, integrated the best community tools into the main app, and featured top strategists in the app itself. So 3 months post-launch, the metrics tell the story. Daily active users, 73%. Average session time, 34 minutes. User lifetime value, 5.2 times our original projection. But the metric I'm proudest of, user happiness score, 94%. We built something people generally enjoy using. So the journey from concept to scaled product taught me this. Context engineering isn't just about better prompts or smarter AI. It's about understanding that every pixel, every animation, every reward is part of a larger conversation with your users. When you nail that conversation, when every element speaks the same language and drives towards the same emotional goal, that's when you create something special. This app started as an experiment in gamification. It became a master class in human psychology, AI integration, and the art of engagement. And the best part, this is just the beginning. With context engineering, we're not limited by traditional development constraints. We can iterate, we can evolve, we can improve at the speed of language. So that's the build, from psychology to pixels, prompts to production, every decision, every trick, every little detail that makes users not want to put it down. If you made it this far, you're exactly the kind of builder I want to connect with. So drop a comment about what resonated with you. Share your own experiments. Let's push this field forward together. So the real trophy is knowing we built something that's 94% of users genuinely love using. So until next time, keep building, keep experimenting, and remember the best apps don't just serve users, they understand them. So peace out.